on this week's episode of the Mickeyphile Podcast, episode 250. We've got some Disney news to get into, including a brand new pass holder magnet that's about to take over EPCOT, V.I.PASSHOLDER Summer Days making their return, and a Main Street U.S.A. window that most guests just walk right past, but probably shouldn't. And then we're heading back out to sea for days 3 and 4 of our concierge-level cruise on the Disney Dream, with the second round of Mixology, because once clearly wasn't enough. A stop at Castaway Cay, dinner at Animator's Palette, and not one, but 2 Broadway-style shows, Beauty and the Beast and Disney's Believe. All that and more coming up next.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 250 of the Mickeyphile Podcast. 250.
250. Pretty cool, huh?
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm Scott, and with me is always my lovely wife, Karen.
Hello, everybody.
So 250.
250.
It's a lot.
250.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do another, 5 or 6.
Maybe.
So, yeah. Some news this week.
Yes.
We're going to finish talking about our cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the slow part of the cruise, because everything we did was pretty much the first 2 days.
Yeah, pretty much.
First day.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we had a sea day and then a stop at Castaway Cay, and then we woke up the next morning in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale,
Florida. I hate Southeast Florida. I really do. It's
Why?
like not even part of Florida. I don't know. I always have hated Miami. Like there's just nothing. I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I was down there. Now it's been like almost 2 years ago for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving around trying to find the golf course I was going to.
Okay.
It's all street parking.
That's kind of
Nobody
messed
has
up.
yards. I know, okay, the
Was it like
part
a
of
concrete
town
jungle?
I was in. Yeah, it was like remember all the spring break movies back in the 80s when they would go to Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
It looks like that. Like even the apartments and condos look like 1950s motels.
I'm one of those silly people. I like those, but yeah.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy unless you live there,
True.
right?
True.
Let's say, for example, you live there and you own an electric vehicle, which a lot of people down there too.
Okay.
But you don't have a driveway. You have to park
Oh,
on the street. How do you charge your car?
True. You need
Where do
to-
your kids play?
Oh, good point.
Like it's all just, I don't know.
I get that.
It's just not part of Florida.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's fine. That's me.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Miami.
They do.
I don't.
So
Anyway. So, yeah, let's jump right into the news.
all right. There's a new pass holder magnet for
Yeah, I guess it's official now, right?
it is official.
For the VI Passholder Days.
Yes, which start May 1st.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, we'll be there that day.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Yes.
Not for that.
Not for that. Available May 1st through July 31st at Creation Shop. It's going to be Woody, and Buzz.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
looks like maybe it's some kind of weirder animation style.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe that's just the cartoon thing they did. It doesn't really look like that because I wasn't thrilled with it.
Right. But we'll see.
We'll see.
It's probably what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz and Woody are very popular.
They are. And
They are going all out this summer for Toy Story.
Yep. Toy Story 5.
And a Buzz Lightyear ride reopening. And when is that coming up? No, it's already open.
It's already open.
Big Thunder is coming up.
Yes. Well, on the speaking of the buzz thing, remember how we did for cast member preview and the camera went off and we're like, but we didn't get a picture.
Yeah. And they told us, they were like, I don't think it's active. I don't know how you get it, all that.
Right.
Around, it was late. It was dark.
Yeah.
So it was probably 9:00.
On the 8th.
On the 8th, the day of the official opening, suddenly our picture popped up in my Disney experience.
Yeah. It popped up and said, you have a new PhotoPass. I'm like, we do?
Also, we only got one of the two.
Yeah.
But that's okay, whatever. They probably both look the same.
Probably.
Actually, hopefully your second one looked better.
With me sticking out my tongue.
Looked like you thought you were Michael Jordan of Buzz Lightyear.
Well, no, I was concentrating, trying to hit the targets.
That's clearly the first ride because you sucked the second one.
I did. I was terrible the second ride. I was actually looking around more is really what I was doing.
Right.
Because we had already been on, I was really trying to shoot everything. Second one, I was really kind of trying to take it in a little bit. So.
Yes.
That's my excuse.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I've not actually really heard one word about it.
No, I haven't either.
I thought it was going to be the biggest thing ever. It was when it wasn't officially open and they soft opened it. Everybody was talking about it.
Right. But at that point, everybody had been on it. So then
since
when
April 8th,
opened,
it seems like nobody's talking about it. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But whatever. Buzz Lightyear's open. Yay. Yep. Cheers. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
V.I. Passholder Summer Days are back.
Yep.
Also, again, May 31st, July 31st.
Yeah, there's 40% dining discounts.
There are. Beer garden.
Yes. However, be aware, Monday through Thursday only.
Yeah, we didn't see that until Saturday when we were there. That's when we found out that the big 40% dining thing didn't start for another 2 weeks. But
right. But yeah. But still, Monday
it didn't
through Thursday.
matter. We weren't really going to eat on property anyway that day, but
right.
Yeah, only Monday through Thursday.
Yep. And there's going to be exclusive snacks and merch and perks.
Yeah. Still haven't heard about a passholder lounge.
Yeah, I haven't either. But they still have 2 weeks to figure that out. 2+ weeks.
I mean, is there anything going on in Morocco? That seems to be where they put those lounges.
Yeah.
Unless Florida Blue is going to sponsor something instead.
Well, but it's still been in the Moroccan lounge. Even when Florida Blue did it. I think.
Florida Blue does something completely separate when they do the lounge.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know.
It's not pass holders, it's for Florida Blue members.
Oh, good point.
So we'll see, but it seems like there's at least a place in EPCOT for it.
Yes, I agree.
How about this? They just open up Club 33 for 2 months to everyone with a pass.
There you go.
Yeah, not going to happen.
No, it's not.
The hoity-toities would rebel quickly.
Very quickly.
So, yeah, we don't know about that, but there are going to be some cool things going on throughout all of the parks for V.I. Passholder Days.
Yeah.
Disney's way of making sure that pass holders who aren't blocked out don't take the summer off.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Actually, I don't think we have a pass anymore that's blocked out for the summer, right?
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's periods.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Weekends or holidays or whatever.
Right. So.
But a lot of pass holders do take the summer off because it's 100 degrees with 1,000% humidity.
Very true.
And it's hot.
Very true.
Yeah. This next one is cool.
Yeah.
So I did end up finding it on some other website, but I originally found it on the cast member hub today.
Oh, okay. That there's a new Main Street window for Kevin Lansberry.
Yeah. So Kevin Lansberry, some finance guy.
Really?
Yeah. He recently retired after an incredible 40-year career spanning finance and operations.
Oh.
Jeff Vale. I don't know how to say his name. I've met him. Don't know how to say his last name. By the way, he's a giant.
Is he really?
Yeah, this podium might be 5 feet tall in the picture. Like, he's a giant. That's why you never see him standing next to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's a giant. Actually, apparently so is Kevin Lansberry, because he's only about 4 or 5 inches shorter than Jeff.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And every time you see him, he's in the back of pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be 6'6". Got to be 6'6".
Yep.
It's a very cool window. Main Street Trust and Loan. Kevin Lansberry, director, and it says care, compassion, commitment. And then the bottom says investing in making dreams come true.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was. So, yeah, he was in charge of different things for 40 years.
Right.
He finally retired, and they gave him a window on Main Street. So if you're going to Starbucks, actually, I heard that it was across the street from Starbucks, but all the pictures are in front of Starbucks. So now I'm not sure where it is.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go find it.
It's around Starbucks.
Yes.
Hey, that's the first time I've seen the castle. All right, so let me explain this since they repainted it.
Yeah.
I come to work under the castle, actually behind it. I come to work under Pinocchio's.
Okay.
But under it. And then I walk through the tunnels and I come out over by Country Bear Jamboree. And I go to Tiana's, and then I go back into the tunnels under Country Bear Jamboree, or next to it.
Okay.
So I never get a good look when I'm working of the castle. I can see like a couple of the spires if I'm out in the very front of Tiana's, and like when I'm leaving, because I'm walking kind of towards it.
Okay.
But I can't see the castle from work 90% of my day, 99% of my day.
Right.
So I haven't seen it since it was basically finished being repainted.
Right.
I mean, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it this time. So now I can see it in this picture that they took of Jeff talking.
Right. And we were there for a short period on Saturday.
Yeah, but I never left Main Street, and we were focused on doing a couple of things up there.
Yes.
And so I never really just stopped and looked at it, which I know is weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, and if I don't walk up towards the hub, I don't really look at it.
Yeah. But I never got past Casey's, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I never really just looked over at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations to Mr. Lansberry.
Yes, congratulations.
I really enjoyed our time working together. I didn't know who he was until like half an hour ago, and I'm not even really sure when he retired, but I'm assuming it was sometime after September of 2024. So I'm sure we both worked there at the same time.
Right. So, it actually is pointing towards the window where it's at.
Oh, there it is. So it is over Starbucks. That's the Main Street.
Okay.
Right?
It
is.
Yeah.
Because you can see it in these pictures here. It says Starbucks with that awning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's over the blue awning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's over the blue and white striped awning at the Main Street Bakery.
Yes.
So there you go.
There you go. Very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace is closing for refurbishment.
It's closed.
Oh, yes. It is closed for refurbishment.
Yes.
And they haven't given a date for reopening.
So apparently on the website or on MDE or whatever, it says that it is closed, but they have not announced, a reopening date.
Right. So it's just refurb. There you go.
You know what? It could be like Thursday, for all we know.
Yeah.
And that may very well be the case with a race coming up.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So the indoor.
But it is closed.
Yeah. Indoor is still open.
Yeah. And, all right, I know, I want to say with Jen Pulliam that we went there and hung out one day.
We did.
That's really the only time I have ever gone there.
Yes. I think I was waiting
We
for
may
you
have
one
eaten
time.
food outside there one time.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever had a drink from the Tiki Terrace was that one time. Because I'd rather go inside to, holy cow, what's the name of the bar?
Trader Sam's?
No.
Oh, the bar. Tambu.
Tambu Lounge.
Yes.
I would rather go inside to Tambu Lounge.
Right.
Than sit outside in either the rain or the heat at Tiki Terrace.
Yes.
So, I've only been there once.
Right.
But whatever.
There.
This one is interesting because I hadn't heard a word about it till today.
Really?
Yeah, so Disney's been ordered to pay a $50 million settlement to YouTube users, subscribers, whatever, YouTube TV or Direct TV stream between April 29th and basically now. The fund is non-reversionary, which means leftover money doesn't go back to Disney, but I don't know who it goes to. I guess there can't be any leftover money. They just have to keep splitting it up until everybody gets a share.
Really?
Yeah, basically what it is Disney was making you pay for ESPN whether or not you wanted ESPN.
Oh, okay.
And people complained about it.
Okay.
And so now they have to pay $50 million back. Disney's stance is they didn't do anything wrong and they just settled it to avoid a long legal battle and reduce the risk of a bigger loss. But it's still $50 million.
Yeah, it's still $50 million. Exactly.
Yeah. And the fact is that YouTube users will get it back and then everybody who goes to Disney will be paying for it.
True.
Because that's how the real world works.
Yes.
Ain't coming out of Disney's money.
No.
They expect ticket prices and hot dogs to be price increased any day now.
Yes.
And my Hulu subscription and Disney Plus.
Yes.
All the rest of it. But, oh well. If you had YouTube or DirecTV, make sure you opt into the class action suit.
There you go.
I suppose is the answer.
Yes.
So that's basically the news.
That is.
Polydoc is closed again apparently for the launches.
Yes. May 11th through middle of June.
Oh, so it's not closed now. It's going to happen.
Right.
They are closing boat docks everywhere and building new ones and refurbing them. And
well, wood gets.
They're building a third dock for the ferry.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There's rumor that there may be a new ferry boat because we only have 3.
Oh, okay. And you got to be able to rotate one out if one breaks down. Or refurb.
Yes, but also right now with 2 docks, that's plenty for 3 ferries.
Right.
They're not all in the same place at the same time.
Right. So if you had a third dock,
you probably need a 4th ferry.
Right.
So I had heard a rumor that they were going to turn the Liberty Bell into a ferry. However, that boat can't steer.
Correct.
So I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's just a matter of putting a rudder on it and it's ready to roll. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah. So maybe that's what they're going to do. That would be cool. I mean, they've got this big old boat that they're not doing anything with.
Right. But right now, basically, the boat goes one way and then they just steer from the other way and it goes back the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. The Liberty Bell isn't built like that.
I have been on, I don't remember which boat, one of the ferries, when they drove it from the back because they wanted to change directions.
Okay.
So we went into the middle of the lake. It was the last trip of the night. There were a few guests, and there were actually probably as many cast members because it was like everybody from Watercraft and all the people from Monorail AC.
Okay.
On the boat. There were like 10 of us from Monorail. And they spun it around in the middle of the lake because they wanted to change directions for the morning. And they drove it from the backside. So basically,
they drove it backwards.
Yeah, they had to put somebody on the other side to keep watch. But but now they're doing that anyway.
Okay.
So there are people in both sides anyway. So I don't think it'd be the end of the world to do it with the Liberty Bell. And that's a rumor. I doubt that's what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they sell it and we can buy it and run it up and down the Hillsborough River. For like a mile, because there's 2 bridges on either side that we would never get under. But we'd be able to go back and forth between 56th Street and Fowler.
That'd be just so much fun. Just only being
and the
able
river
to go
doesn't, that water's not deep, so you don't have to. It doesn't have to be like a roaring river.
I know.
For you to go on it.
I know.
So,
a lot of work for a mile.
Yes, it would be. The work is not going back and forth. The work is putting it on a trailer. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for the news.
Yes.
For this week.
Yes.
So, like we were talking about, we went on a cruise.
Yes. Part 2.
Yeah, the Disney Dream.
Disney Dream. I'm going to reiterate, it was probably, I think, the most relaxing cruise of any of the cruises we've been on.
And to be very honest with you, we did as much or more on that cruise as we have any of them since the first one we went on.
I know.
Which was odd.
Yes.
But we paced ourselves better, I guess.
I think so.
I think ramming everything into one day helped because it made the other 3 days more relaxing. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
But yeah, it was very relaxing.
It was so relaxing.
Yeah. So
I mean, it really felt like it was like a week or 8 days.
Mm-hmm. So Wednesday was our sea day.
Yes.
And we had big plans. We had a 2:00 mixology class. I think it was 2:00.
Yes.
Yeah. We had planned on going to the matinee 12:00 or 12:15 showing of Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
So that we had the night to do whatever we wanted to do.
Yes.
And then we found out you don't get in. There's no early entry for
concierge,
the matinee show.
Right.
So we decided not to go wait in line and not get our seat that we wanted.
Yeah, because I'm not going to wait in line for a show that I can get escorted into early.
Yeah, later on.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen, but that's okay.
Yeah, it worked out, actually.
It did. So we kind of didn't do anything in the morning.
We kind of didn't.
We got up, we went down and had lunch, or actually just back because it's on the 11th.
Oh, yeah, because we went and did Cabanas. Right?
Yeah, we did Cabanas.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like the Dream and the Fantasy. However, Cabanas is far inferior to
Marceline
Market.
Yes.
And Flo's V8 Cafe is far inferior to whatever the outdoor quick service
is
food
on the
court
Wish
thing is called on the Wish class ships.
Yes.
It's still fine. It's just not the variety.
No.
It's good. It's not
good.
Fine. It's good.
It's good.
There's not the variety
right
that there is on the Wish class ships.
Yes.
But it was good for that day, and it's good for lunch.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
good for lunch. Yes. And it wasn't that busy. I think we got there right when it opened, which helped.
Yeah, which I am used to. Restaurants start serving lunch at 11 o'clock.
Right.
At least where I live.
Yes.
So it's really weird when I'm on the cruise and none of those restaurants open until noon.
Yes.
That's a little annoying because I'm hungry at 11:30.
Yes. I
It's
agree.
just my schedule I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was C Day on Wednesday. We got up, we slept as late as we could, which was probably 8 o'clock. And we got coffee and we sat on the deck and watched the ocean. Man, it was so windy this whole cruise.
It was very windy.
Sometimes it was rough to be outside.
Yes.
Just because of the wind. We also got a lot of rain. We didn't get rain that day. It was probably the best day of weather we had.
Yes.
When we weren't going anywhere.
Right.
We did get rain later that night, but not that day.
Right.
And we just kind of hung out in the room. You went and did the scavenger hunt detective agency thing.
Yeah, because I had two different ones I was doing, so I was doing them simultaneously.
And I think you went around and did your fish extender stuff too.
Yeah, I did do that.
And so at noon, we had decided we were going to go see Beauty and the Beast. And then we found out that there was no early entry for concierge for that. And we were going to have to go wait in line, which meant we may not get the seats we wanted.
And I don't like to wait in line.
So we just decided we would go to the 6 o'clock like we had been doing every night.
Right. Because then we get our seat.
Yeah. We just went out to Flo's V8 Cafe and got fast food, hamburgers, hot dogs.
I got the bowl
taco
thing.
bowl, burrito bowl.
I like the burrito bowl. They do pretty good on that. And I think we just brought it back to the room.
And I think, we did bring it back to the room. To stay out of the wind. The wind was crazy.
Yeah. And because it was a sea day, everybody is on the ship.
Everybody. It was so crowded.
It was very crowded.
I saw something on this that I have not seen at any other time on any other ship.
What'd you see?
They had Tensa Barrier or Tensa Belt or whatever brand it is they buy.
Right.
Queue set up for the taco bowl.
Yeah, you're right. I'd never seen that before.
Not on any ship.
Yeah.
Had I seen that. And they needed it most of the time.
Yeah. And they even had a little sign saying, wait here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had talked about going to see a movie, but honestly, we'd seen all the movies except for Hoppers. We probably should have gone and seen that.
Hoppers, and I think they were still showing Aries.
They were showing Tron Aries, Zootopia 2, and Hoppers.
They did Hoppers on Sea Day. I believe they did that, yeah.
And like all day on Sea Day.
Right. And we probably should have seen that.
We probably should have. We have never seen a movie on a ship. We need to do that once before we stop going on cruises.
I did once on the Treasure because it was a week.
Okay.
And it was the whole making of the Lookout Key.
Okay.
So that really wasn't a movie, really seeing a movie.
Right. And that is now available on demand in your room on a Disney cruise ship. Also on Disney Plus. Under documentaries.
Yes.
At 2 o'clock, we had our second mixology class.
Yes.
More fun than the first one.
It really was.
There were more people.
It was really full. It was like, 20?
There were so I think there had been 16 the day before. There were 25 in this one. It was supposed to be 24. I was the extra.
Yes, but that was already planned.
Yes. Well, it was planned as of the day before, but yes, it was planned.
Yes.
And they didn't have a problem with it because Felipe liked us.
He did like us.
He kept asking us to answer his trivia questions for him.
Or he asked us not to answer because we were the only ones that knew.
What liquors are in this? Don't tell them. So it was funny because we had an odd number. And as we discussed before, he has groups come up mix the drinks, hand them out, make drinks come up, mix the drinks for each one. So I had gone up and there was a girl who came up also. He basically was like, everybody who hasn't come up, And I was like, I've already made this one. Go ahead. And I went to sit down. And he stopped you from making one.
Yes.
Pulled it away from you and was like, I want Scott to come up and make his.
And I'm sure all these other people are going, how are these people so special?
Right. So I went up and he hands me the glass and the bottle. And he goes, this is for you as much as you want. So I put a little extra of the Crown Royal on top of that one. It was that layered duck fart shot.
Yes.
And I loaded up the Crown Royal. The day before, we had discussed the fact that you couldn't taste the Crown. I could.
Yeah.
I could taste the Crown. But it was very fun. And we ended up going back that night and hanging out there for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, sitting right at the bar with him and,
And it was nice because it was really kind of quiet and he had time to talk to us. Denise was there. She was talking, so it was actually fun. Because it was us and then like 3 other people at the bar. I don't even think there was anyone sitting at the seats behind us.
There was a couple on one of the sofas.
And the way the lounge is set up
is a little bit.
Neat. I like how that lounge is set up.
And then there was a guy next to you.
Right.
And then 2 people next to him, and those 2 people actually swapped out.
Right.
So there were maybe 10 people in there in the hour and a half to 2 hours we were in the bar.
Yeah.
So it was I'm a big fan of Skyline now.
And then they gave you the little nuts,
Yeah. Yeah. They gave us, like 3 different types of nuts, I guess it was.
Yeah.
In the little tiny bowls.
But it was like perfect for munching.
The best Manhattans. So I like to drink what is called a perfect Manhattan. And most bartenders don't know what that is. A good bartender does, but it's half sweet vermouth and half dry vermouth.
Okay.
Right? Perfect. It's not a Manhattan. It's not a dry Manhattan. It's a perfect Manhattan.
Okay.
And he knew what it was and made it. It was outstanding. So it was really good.
And I had an espresso martini.
And they make the best old fashions probably I've had on a Disney cruise ship.
Yeah, the way because they smoke them, but the way they smoke them is very different than any other place.
Yeah. Denise used to do the World of Old Fashioned.
Right.
So we were talking about that, which is a very cool class. It's just $100.
Yeah. It's a pricey one.
Yeah. But you also do get one that's
very unique.
You get a couple that are very unique. So, and it just depends on the ship. So I don't want to give too much away on that. But you get yeah. I mean, they make one with rum and they make one with tequila, and they actually didn't make one with bourbon.
Yeah. Which
in the whole class,
us.
but they were all delicious.
Right.
So we had already seen at that point, because we went there after Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Beauty
and the Beast is the award-winning Broadway show. Jimmy, cruise director, kept saying their award-winning Broadway-style show.
Yes.
It is an IAPA brass ring winner. I still don't understand why IAPA gives awards to cruise ships. It's the International Association of Amusement Parks. But, okay.
Maybe because we have the slide, the Aqueduct or Aquamouse, that it's considered amusement park?
Yeah, Royal gets awards. They do cruise ships too. I just don't understand why, but they do the cruise ships too.
Okay.
But it is an award winner. The last time we were on the Dream, in the middle of the big fight scene, while they're climbing around on the ladders.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the music glitched, the lights went out, or the lights on stage came on, and everybody just like stopped what they were doing, ran off the stage.
Right.
So we were very excited to see it without a break in the middle. They're doing the bar scene. This is in the 6 o'clock show.
Yes.
in the middle of a line, Gaston's mic cuts out.
Yep. And they all...
Suddenly all the lights come on and everybody goes off stage and they reset the show and reset the scene. I don't know what the jinx is for us on that show.
I don't know.
But we may never see it one time all the way through.
So we're just not going to go see Beauty and the Beast on the Dream again. Then maybe it won't, but maybe it'll play all the way through.
I mean, we probably are, but it didn't happen at 8 o'clock. And it's funny, I guess it was a big enough deal. We were sitting in
the lounge,
in the, I guess, concierge lounge later that night.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman, one of the other guests asked, she's like, you guys have late dinner? We're like, yeah. She goes, did something happen at Beauty and the Beast tonight? We're like, yeah, actually.
Yeah, because they were talking about it.
So, yeah, I mean, people were talking about it. And I guess, the first time we saw that happen, because it's the only other time we've seen a show have an error like that.
Right.
I guess we were all talking about it then, too. This time it was just kind of like, I can't believe it happened again.
Right.
But it did happen again.
Yes,
just talk about pure dumb luck.
Yeah. At least it wasn't in the same spot.
No, at least it wasn't. Because then I would start wondering, like, if there's a problem at that spot or something.
Right.
But it was at a different spot. And It was a different kind of problem, actually.
Yeah. It was almost like this mic cut out or something.
Yeah, it did. His mic got very quiet and then came back on. And then all of a sudden the lights came on and there was an immediate announcement about, due to technical difficulties, the show will be paused temporarily.
Yes.
But it wasn't a big deal. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
That it happened again.
They do some really cool things in that show. Like
that show is phenomenal and it's underrated.
Yes. Like the wolves, the way they have the wolves in the scenery behind it. Because it actually looks like they're running they're running through the forest. Like they're running through on the woods and everything.
The projections on that show are great.
Are amazing.
The pillars moving around are great.
Mm-hmm.
The way the actors move the staircases and
the fences,
the iron bars and the fences,
is
fantastic.
Yeah,
it doesn't even bother you that you see the people moving.
No,
the jail cell around.
And the staircase part is just really cool. And then the transformation.
And there's literally, while there's two guys climbing up and down and fighting on stairs or the Beast and Belle climbing the stairs.
Right.
There's 4 people moving each of the staircases that are actors in the show. It's,
right.
It's super cool.
And the projections in the theater, just even out, in the seating area, it's projections out there on all the walls and in the balcony and everything. It's just really very cool.
It's a really good show. And the first time I saw it, I didn't appreciate how good it was.
Right.
It's not Hercules.
Right. But it's really good.
But I'd rather be on a cruise that has that than Aladdin now.
Yes.
Not that Aladdin's bad. I've just seen Aladdin too much.
I've seen it a lot.
It's on like 4 ships.
Yeah. And
3 anyway, for sure.
And on the Fantasy, when it was a week-long cruise, it was twice.
Yes. So I've seen Aladdin enough for a while.
Yeah.
Frozen is really good.
Frozen is very good.
That's on the Fantasy.
That one's very good.
We're going to have to do the magic again because I want to see Rapunzel and see how they do it.
I know. I was very disappointed on that aspect when they didn't have it.
Yeah.
I was very much excited and waiting for that one.
Right. So the next day was Castaway Cay.
Yes.
That's the Disney Island, the original, the OG.
The OG.
Disney Island.
Yes. And I decided to go by myself.
You did, yeah. I was working on some stuff.
Yeah, which was fine.
Yeah, I guess travel agent stuff for you.
Yes.
And
I had a blast.
Yeah, you went out on the island.
And I went and got pictures with characters and everything. I was having fun.
Right.
I was being like the silly little tourist girl. But it was really fun because like all these kids are, waiting to see, get pictures with, Pluto or Goofy, whatever. And they're like, oh, if you want to go ahead. And I said, no, I got a picture with Goofy already. I want Pluto.
You got pictures with a lot of characters.
I did.
And you were back at 12 o'clock because I was just finishing up what I was doing and decided I was ready to eat.
I was gone maybe not even an hour and a half.
I think probably longer about an hour and a half, but maybe not.
Because I did have to wait a little bit for some characters, but not long.
Yeah.
But
you went to parts of the island we had not gone to yet.
Yes, I went out to what's the building called? Can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. Pelican something.
Pelican Point or something like that. I
think it's Pelican Point.
Yeah. So there's a bar out there. Well, first of all, there's a walkway. So there's two parts. It has a beach on one side, and then that's where all of the big slide area is.
Right.
Over there. So it's the divider between those two areas. And then you walk out, and there's a bar there called Pelican Point. There's a big pelican hanging out the front of it. And then there's a real big, just open area just to overlook. And it was very peaceful out there. So you could I could stand there and take photos of the ship without anything in front of me other than like the lifeguards sitting on their little chair thing. And then I turn around and get pictures of, all the family area. It was really pretty quick. It was very cool. I'd never been out there. Really disappointed you didn't go because I think you really would have liked it. There was like 3 people at the bar.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really neat because I got to see things I had not seen before. And we've been there a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, cool. Look at this area.
It was so windy.
Yeah. It was pretty windy.
That they had to try a couple of times to get us docked.
Yeah. At one point at about 7:15, like the ship was shuddering.
Yeah. And Jimmy that night when he was going through the thank you to, everybody behind the scenes and the servers and your room stewards and, everybody else said, big thanks to the captain and the deck crew because I don't know if you know this, but we almost didn't dock today.
Yeah.
And I know when our friends, the Bulls, went, they didn't go to Castaway Cay.
Yeah. Right.
They couldn't get docked. And we were on the next cruise and fortunately were able to, but.
Right.
Yeah, they almost didn't get us docked. It was that windy.
Yeah. That we had to do. They had to try. I mean, they really tried to get it in. That's what the shutter was.
Yeah.
Really tried to get it in and it couldn't because the current was really bad. So they pulled back out and luckily it was a lull between it.
Yeah, I guess.
They were able to get it back in. They were able to try again because I think they only tried twice. And at the second time, they were like, nope, we can't do it. So.
But they pulled it off.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice and cool.
Yeah.
Again, windy.
Yeah. And it did actually, the wind subsided for like a half an hour. Apparently that's when I was standing at Pelican Point because it got really warm.
Gotcha.
And then as soon as I started walking back, the wind was just again.
That's the day that we went to Cabanas for lunch.
Yes.
It's good. Like I said, it's just much, much smaller.
Yes.
Than on the Wish class ships.
With Marceline Market. Yeah.
Than Marceline Market is, right?
Yeah.
And just a lot less options.
Yes.
So, but it's fine. And also, you don't have to go there because Royal Table or Royal Palace, whatever it's called,
right,
has lunch, and it's, yes, they've got burgers and pizza, but they've got, steak and fish.
Right.
Quote unquote, real food.
Right.
As well.
Now, when you're on Castaway Cay Day, it's much less busy than it would be on other days.
It is. Most of the people who were eating in cabanas with us were lifeguards and
crew.
People in white uniforms and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's always the case on Island Day.
Yes.
Is that you eat with a lot of crew members in there. Which
I'm okay with. Because,
I'm absolutely fine with that.
Right. Because I will say it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
Because there's not as many kids, obviously, because generally they're at the island. So.
The cool thing about that, too, is that at the table next to you, somebody will come in wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look, they've got their ID card on because they're a dancer or one of the featured performers or, the girl that plays violin in the lobby or whatever.
Right.
So it's very cool. You're actually like right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to interrupt them while they're eating, but you can at least say hi and
right.
Thanks or, man, you're awesome or whatever.
Yeah, because when I was getting off the elevator, one of the entertainers from the show was on there, and I'm like, you're one of the dancers, right? He goes, yeah. I'm like, I'm telling you, the show was great.
Well, remember we got on the one on the
Destiny, wasn't it?
It's the one with Frozen. Fantasy.
Fantasy. Mm-hmm.
And I looked at one of the guys and I was like, you're in the show, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, tonight I was one of the wolves. And
yeah, he's
like one of the gymnastic dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And then he points at the girl next to him and goes, this is Anna, by the way, which was super cool.
Yeah. So it was really neat.
Yeah. So, you never know who you're going to run into.
Exactly.
While you're walking around, because all 4,000 of you and the 2,000 crew members are all stuck in the same small spot.
Exactly. They got to eat too.
Yeah.
And they get to have their time off. And
right.
Yeah.
And they go and hang out by the pool or go wherever.
Right.
I know that there is, at least on most of the ships, I know there is a bar on the second deck in their area.
Mm-hmm.
So they can hang out and have fun when they get off their shifts.
Right. I don't blame them.
No, but
exactly.
I guess for food, they eat with the rest of us.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
It is cool. I like that.
Yeah. That was kind of the end of our night. We went to dinner at Animator's Palette.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neat restaurant.
It is.
I like the magic so much better.
I know. Because it's...
because it's Disney.
Yes.
Not there's anything wrong with Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only take Turtle Talk with Crush while you're eating for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yes.
Kids love it. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids need their dinner.
Right.
The adults have their fancy dinner one night. And kind of 2 nights.
Right.
Kids need their dinner too, and that's what that is. So I love it.
But the one
I loved the one with the actual animation on the walls and Sorcerer Mickey coming out.
Right. And the animation comes to life, and it's just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're on a longer cruise and you eat there twice, they do a different show usually.
Right.
The second time.
Right.
On the Dream and Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But the food at Animator's Palette is probably better than you expect it to be.
Yes.
And so we don't skip that one because it's very good.
The food is very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. We went to bed, and at 4:15, I woke up, and we were in Fort Lauderdale. We weren't quite docked yet, but we were going by the big bridge, coming out of the port or going into the port.
Yeah, they got in earlier than expected.
I think probably a little. We weren't very far.
No.
But it was good because it's 7:30, they're letting people off the ship.
Right.
So they had gone through all the custom stuff and were ready for people to start leaving.
Yeah, able to clear everything.
Yeah. And that's what we did.
Yep. And we said goodbye.
Said goodbye and drove back home.
Yes.
And then the dogs came home.
Yes, then the dogs came home.
So it was a great trip.
It really was.
I have complained about going to Fort Lauderdale. This was the best trip to Fort Lauderdale we've made.
Yeah.
The trip was easy, even leaving from home and not from Disney.
Yeah, it went.
And it didn't really save us any time because we've got to get across the state. If we're at Disney, we're at least across the state, even if we are further north.
It just seems smoother.
The port was fantastic this time. The way it was. It was weird, like we discussed. The whole
I feel like
going through security thing was weird.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah. Everything just went really smooth.
Yeah.
Way smoother than I expected it to be, because I was really nervous about when we were going to get there, because we had a late port arrival time.
Such a late port arrival time. But we went through our thing an hour before our actual port arrival time. So that was nice.
Yeah, it was. So.
And the people working in the port were helpful and competent. And
yeah.
And I say competent because I don't feel like they were the last time we were there.
No, you're not wrong. Yes.
They had people that clearly didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, yes, clearly.
The last time we were there.
Right.
So this was a
breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
An unexpected change for the best.
Yes. I mean, we know next time in September it'll be easy because we already have
everything set up.
Right.
So that was our trip.
Yep.
Anything we missed? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We didn't do a whole lot the last 2 days. We enjoyed not being at home.
Yeah.
The last 2 days, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just really it was just relaxing. I enjoyed just wandering around the ship, taking video and pictures of stuff, and, just going and doing, I love I know it's the little adventures. We've done every aspect of it, but it's still fun to walk all the way around the ship and just see things.
Yeah.
I noticed things that I didn't notice before, which was really neat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just liked that. It was just enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it made it relaxing, because I just kind of went off my own. Like, we didn't even realize the Bippity Bop Boutique, if you come around the one side, that it was this whole side of the floor.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Had no idea.
Well, because it's on a floor we have no need to go to.
Correct.
Right. But yeah, we did this time.
Yeah.
Or you did.
I did. It was just...
Actually, I went in there too, trying to find a hairbrush. Can't buy a hairbrush on a Disney cruise either.
Right.
It's a hairbrush, for God's sake. I have never had such a hard time getting a hairbrush.
Yeah, that was a whole thing, wasn't it?
They have a salon. They didn't have any. They have Bippity Boppity Boutique. They didn't have any.
They had
I went to Bahamas. They wanted to braid my hair. In Nassau, just want a hairbrush.
Yeah, it was all they have is combs. That's it.
Everybody just had combs.
Which was really surprising.
Which does make sense at Bippity Boppity, because they're trying to make the hair as tight as they can possibly make it.
Yes.
But,
jeez.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is going to wrap up episode 250.
250.
Yeah.
Congratulations, baby.
Yeah, you too. And thanks to everybody who's been with us from the beginning, and everybody who just started listening last week.
Yes.
And everybody in between.
Thank you all.
All the people in all the different countries and states and towns and cities and whatever. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
For keeping us going.
Mm-hmm.
Like we always say, best way to support the show, just tell somebody about us. Follow us on Facebook, Mickeyphile Improvement District, Instagram, at Mickeyphile_podcast, TikTok at Mickeyphile_podcast. Our email address is mickeyphilepodcast@gmail.com. Stay in the dang boats.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.